You're listening to the Actors Resource with Alice Kwan, a podcast for actors and improvisers with interviews from entertainment industry experts.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Actors Resource podcast. This is part 2 of 2 with our special guest, Tom Malloy. Tom Malloy, who is an actor, writer, and producer, along with his company, Trick Candle Productions, are known for their quality independent films that span a variety of genres. Tom has most recently produced #Screamers, a horror film that was in theaters in April of 2018 and has twice been called the best found footage movie of all time, as well as Shattered, Hero of the Underworld, Fairhaven, and the teen drama Ashley, which was in theaters in 2013 and is now on VOD everywhere. The roster of films written and produced by Malloy over the years also includes the 2009 romantic comedy Love and Dancing, which was directed by Rob Iskov. And there's tons of other names, so you're just going to have to IMDb Tom if you want to see all the list of other additional credits and all the people he's worked with. But a little bit more about Tom Malloy is that he has also produced the World Championships of Country Dance with Robert Royston for GAC television. This was the first time a country dancing competition was ever broadcast on television. This is awesome. Recent television projects for the company include the Amazon TV series Midtown, which is now in its second season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
As well as the TV pilot The Fuzz, which was directed by Art Wolf, who also directed the pilot for Seinfeld and starred Malloy, Peter Jason, and Gregory Harrison. Lastly, Malloy's unique ability to both write projects and raise the funding for them has been a primary factor in the success of the company. In fact, Malloy shares his expertise on the subject in his best-selling book about independent film financing, Bankroll. Has 2 editions and was considered the gold standard of indie film financing. In 2014, he partnered with distribution expert Jason Brubaker to create the Film Finance Guide. Currently, Bankroll has been converted to a video series at www.bankrollyourmovie.com. Malloy is also the president and co-founder of Glass House Distribution, an independent film distribution company that launched in 2015 and reps films and documentaries across all genres. To continue from part 1, Tom has been invited to participate in a celebrity poker game.
Anyway, I was invited to this World Poker Tour Celebrity Invitational. And, it's funny, I'm bringing this up because you talk about relationships, but I didn't even know how to play poker. I was at it, but the bottom line is when I go to these red carpets and meet people, I might talk to them for 2 minutes or so. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, and my table is Laura Prepon and Matt Lillard and this other guy that was Bob Guinea. I guess he was The Bachelor. I didn't watch that show. And then the table next to me was Terry Hatcher and Jenny McCarthy and James Woods. And so I'm playing this poker, and I'm literally pretending to text, but I'm Wikipediaing how to play poker, and this was about 10 years ago now. And the bottom line is I'm sitting with these people for 2 hours, and we're talking, and, Matt gave his number, and it's that was really cool, and I realized, all right, this is almost like the way they used to say golf would be, where you'd get to know people on there. And so for me, then I started learning poker, and now I'm considered one of the top, of the celebrity players, but that took, that's maybe 5 or 6 years before I was considered that. And so, but again, all of that did not come from a desire because poker was a fun game. Though I love it now and it's fun, it started with this is a way to make more relationships in the business.
Okay. And then, so then in that case, first of all, that's really ballsy, I guess. Okay, I'm going to try not to censor myself as much. Because this is a new format where I am not editing at all, or maybe a little bit, but very little editing. So I'm just going to allow my idiosyncrasies to be there. So yeah, ballsy. Good. That's the thought that came to mind. That's ballsy. You went to a celebrity poker tournament 10 years ago, and you didn't even know how to play poker.
Yeah, like I said, I was pretending to text that I'm Wikipedia, and then I post on Facebook. Somebody tell me what to do. It says just keep folding. Basically, that's what they told me, and I was like, all right. So I just kept folding, and then, but like I said, the way I do stuff, I'm very much a person that loves to learn, and I voraciously read. And so what I did is I then started reading books and books on poker and playing more and more and reading PDFs and playing online to the point where I got very good at it. So now it's like I'll put my skill up against anybody. It's going to come down to luck eventually, but my skill's pretty damn good. So.
Oh, that's cool. But I just want to acknowledge how ballsy you were to go to this celebrity poker tournament and you didn't even know how to play.
Didn't even know. They had no clue. And I mean, there was huge people there. I'm missing a ton from the list, but it was a big event. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so you made some connections there, but then, okay, so here's another question. Like, say somebody is an actor and they're getting started learning how to network, or maybe they're shy, and they're like, how do I make relationships if I'm shy? So 2 questions. This is 2. 1, after you meet people, how do you follow up and maintain a sincere relationship? And 2, do you have advice for people who might be shy?
Well, it's obviously got to be tougher for somebody who's shy, and fortunately, I'm not shy. But
you do not seem shy.
Yeah, I'm not shy at all. But there are times where I don't feel like meeting. Like I'll go to an event, and I'm like, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to do the dog impression of going around and talking and meeting people. So I get it. Yeah. But there is times where you have to be. You have to kind of go around and just be an all around friendly, nice person. It's like. People love to hang out with friendly, nice people. And, it's like I brought a lot of these house poker games with celebrity friends that are all like, known people from TV. I brought other friends in, and other friends were like, they were really cool, and everybody liked them. Now suddenly they're friends with all the celebrities. But I've also brought once or twice, somebody to those games that was like, that guy's a dick, or something like that.
Oh,
and it's like, please don't bring him again. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know. And so... at the end of the day, if you're shy, it's tough, but there's ways around it. Get a friend who's not as shy, get a publicist, hire a publicist to get you into events. And just like anything else, meeting people is a skill that you can acquire just from experience, just doing it over and over again to the point where it becomes second nature to be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, my name's Tom Malloy. I'm an actor and I'm a producer, blah, 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 whatever your pitch is. And I have different pitches based on where I am and what I'm looking to do. Right. You just get better at it from doing it.
Nice. So kind of like if you're shy, bring a friend, bring support and just be okay and comfortable with how you are. And then just practice. Like,
and that's another thing is that my Michelle, who works for me and we produce together, she's kind of like my right-hand person. Yeah. She loves to bring up this story that one time we were at some BAFTA event, or I don't know where the hell we were, and she was talking my ear off, and there was another of our friends, and the 3 of us were just talking. They were both talking to me, and I stopped her and said, Michelle, time out. I already know you. I said, let's go meet new people. And she loves that because it's true. You go to your friends. Yeah. And so for some of the shy people, they're going to bring their friend, and they're going to sit there and they're going to talk to their friend the whole time. And, and I noticed that when I had publicists that was taking me to events a couple nights a week. Every event, we would just talk with the same actors that all worked with the publicists, because we knew each other. And I would always try to steer away from that because it's like, I want to meet new people. Like, that's the only way. And if you're sticking with your little crowd, you got to meet new people. So if I'm out with, like one of my best friends, David, it's like we won't just sit there talking to each other. Or if we do, it'll be 10 minutes. And then we're like, all right, let's go mingle. And we'll go around as kind of a team meeting people that way. And that's what we do, that's
Okay. All right. So like after a show, you would go around and introduce yourself to people you don't know, or how do you do that? You just go around and say, "Hi, I'm Tom." Or
well, yeah, look at there's a thing that I recommend every actor to go to. Every actor it should go to the American Film Market in Santa Monica in November. What the heck is today? 12th. Oh my God! Exactly 30 days. I'll be leaving for my 6th Cannes Film Festival. It's my 14th. Yeah, it's my 14th American Film Market coming up this year. And the first time I went in 14 years ago, I said, I'll never miss this again. And like, I also knew every actor should go there because it's mingling. Like if you were in Cannes a month from now, you just meet people, and that's a thing to go and say, hey, Alice, what's your name? Alice. Okay. Nice to meet you. And what do you do, Alice? And then you tell me all your things, and I go, oh, fantastic. I give you my quick pitch. It's a 30-second pitch. And then I go, let me get your card. that little exchange right there, I have done hundreds, maybe 1,000 times. And so you just, at these events, you're there to mingle. So I don't, it's not like I'm going around collecting, hey, nice to meet you, I'm Tom Malloy, what do you do? Okay, let me get your card, blah, blah, blah. It's making a relationship, joking around a little bit. And then before you leave, it's like, hey, man, let me get your card, and then that's how you follow. And then, look, if you had one thing that I can tell you that has attributed to my quote unquote success, it's following up. I am a relentless, not relentless, I just very good at it. I'm good at following up with every single card that I get. I am going to email and just be like, hey, even if I don't think we can work together, I'll say, nice to meet you. Maybe we can figure out something in the future. It's like, so I always follow up.
Wow. And then how do you maintain your relationship? Well, how do you maintain your relationship based on how many people you meet? It sounds like you meet a bazillion. So how do you maintain your relationships with so many people?
I'm always trying to set up meetings. If I think that there's value there, I'll say, let's go to lunch next week. How many lunches I bought, or, just taking people out to lunch, or we just have meetings at lunch and things like that, or go out for coffee and stuff like that. So I'm always trying, if I feel like the person's big value, it's like perfect example. I just spoke at this VIP film summit in DC.
Yeah.
It's the second time I've spoke there.
Yeah.
And the people that I'm really excited about meeting there are the other VIPs, because they're all like working professionals that potentially we can do business with. So I would say there was maybe 20 of us there that spoke. Only me being one of the three, did an actual 2-hour seminar. Like, I think only 3 or 4 people did their actual 2-hour seminars, and I was one of them. But then all those, say, 20 people, I emailed every single one, not on a group, CC, that would be horrible, or anything like that. One by one emailed them, and I knew about 5 of them I would like to set up a future meeting with, and 3 of them I already have a meeting set up. So because I know I'm going away next week to Florida, but then I'll be in LA the week after that. I already have 3 meetings set up with people there. So it's just, it's following up immediately and setting up the meetings.
Wow. And when you set up these meetings, do you have something in mind you want to talk to them about? Or are you just getting to know them further?
Yeah, a lot of times I'll say, let's meet and see if there's a way we can work together. So I may not know going in, I may have an agenda. If this person is a buyer or something like that, or this person is a producer or director, I may have a specific agenda. But a lot of times it's just like, let's just meet and see if there's something. And there's been times where I've gone, met with the person, and then it's like, we don't have anything right now, but maybe in the future. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it ends up working in the future, sometimes it doesn't. But it's good then you now have that relationship, and that's key.
Wow, that's amazing. This has been so helpful and enlightening in terms of how to create relationships in the industry, networking, because there are a lot of actors who don't know how to network, or aren't sure how to follow up, or aren't sure how to create, a meaningful relationship, because there's some beliefs where people don't want to come across in a like they don't want to, sometimes networking has a negative connotation for some people.
Yeah.
But the way you've explained it has been so wonderful. I think it's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. It's funny you're saying this, and one of the reasons we created, the membership site is that we could always put new stuff on there. But as you're saying this, I'm like, God, maybe we have to do like a networking for actors module and just add it in there. Like that's what we wanted, is that once we have it up, we can always be adding stuff. Like when I had a book, and once the book came out, and that whole process would take a year through the publisher and everything, it was like, that then the book was there and you couldn't change the book. But that's what we love about the online stuff, is we can always be fluid. And it might be something that, from the way you're telling me about it, might be something actors looking for. So I might delve into that in the future.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think with so much of your years of experience and the level you're at, I feel like you have so much to give that you could definitely add things to your membership site that perhaps you may have forgotten about for people who are, more beginning or middle level actors or filmmakers or advisors.
It's a great point. It's actually it's funny you say this. It's like, as you're saying this, I'm thinking that because I remember being a young actor in New York City, and now you're going back like 20 years, and it's like being a young actor in New York City, and like I go to an event, and it's like I didn't know anybody there, and it's like
Yeah.
And if there was a celebrity there, then it was like, oh, wow. Now it's like, if I go to an event, it's like, yeah, there better be celebrities there. And most of, like in half of them I know, and if the other half, if I don't know them, I know somebody that worked with them. So I can go up and be like, oh, hey, brother, so-and-so. And then we start talking. So, it's a good point. I've kind of forgotten about those times where I was wide-eyed and didn't quite know how to meet people. But the one tip I could just give anybody, if they don't want to, they literally only want to listen to this, don't look at the membership site, anything in the future, is to go to AFM in November and walk around. I mean, a friend of mine had made her entire career by going to markets, and she just started going to Cannes and getting market experience, and now she's a working filmmaker just from doing that.
Oh, that is so awesome. Now, is AFM in Santa Monica, is that a film festival?
Yeah, no. It's so to be clear, there's a difference between a film market and a film festival. The film markets, there's three major ones, which is Cannes, AFM, and Berlin. But funny enough, they all have film festivals going on at the same time.
That's so confusing. Okay.
Yes. Okay. The Berlin Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival, and the AFI goes on at the same time with the AFM. So the film festivals are also good in general to meet people, and I will say those are probably the second best thing to do. Mm-hmm. But the film markets are where buyers and sellers are. So people, it's the business of filmmaking. So you're going to meet more producers. You're going to meet more people that are making things happen, distribution companies and stuff like that. Versus a lot of times film festivals, you're just going to meet, if you want to meet more cinematographers and indie directors and actors, sure, you can do that there. But you're going to meet less producers and people that are going to make things happen.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that huge tip. I'm going to be there.
Awesome, good. Right? You come say hi. It's
in August.
To me, it's like a high school reunion now. It's like I see, 90% of the people I'm so happy to see, and then there's 10% where I'm like, oh god, this guy. And but I can't walk 20 feet without saying hello to somebody else. So it's great.
Oh, that's so cool. And when is that? That's in August, you said?
No, that's in November.
Oh, yeah. November. Okay. November. Okay, cool. And it's so cool that you're going to the Cannes.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, I've walked the red carpet in Cannes almost every time that I was there. So I think I have 7 or so times on the red carpet. It's a great feeling. It's one of the biggest red carpets in the world. I think it's third. It's Oscars and then the Emmys, and then this Cannes is third as far as size goes. But it's really incredible.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm getting some feedback.
Great.
Oh, no, it's gone.
Oh, feedback, you mean? I thought you meant feedback by somebody, like, listening live. I'm like, wait a minute. You meant feedback, like audio feedback. I got it.
Audio feedback, yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, cool. I feel like I'm at a loss as to what to ask you now next. Could you just repeat the membership site that you just started? When did you start this? A month ago?
Oh God, less than a month ago. Because like I said, we had all these products and we're selling them separately and differently, and so we kind of just came together and said, why don't we just put everything there so people could just like go on there and just get access to all of it. So we'll see how it works out, but it's filmmakingstuffhq.com.
Filmmaking stuff, and the stuff is singular, not plural.
Yeah, exactly. filmmakingstuffhq.com. Exactly.
Awesome. And then also, like, if anybody wanted to reach out to you or contact you, do you have any social media handles you want to share for yourself or for your membership site?
Sure. No, for me, it's just, you can go to tommalloy.com or Tom Malloy on Instagram. So those are the kind of main two for there.
And it's Tom Malloy, TOMMOLLOY.
No, it's TOMMALLOY.
Ah, see, TOMMALLOY. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I spelled it out.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And so, yeah, and then people could reach me that way. And, funny enough, I used to do consulting on films, but I unfortunately and TV, but I don't do it anymore. So but if somebody was to reach out and say, I'm looking to get advice, I can point you in the right direction. If that's something, look, to me, everything is on the membership site you would ever need. But a lot of people want to do work one-on-one with a person, and it's just something I don't do anymore. But I do know other producers that would work, with you, and I was $300 an hour, but it's like there's other people that are less than that. The bottom line is, if you needed people, I can always point you in the right direction.
Based on your budget as well, or not yours?
Yeah, based on your budget. Well, I don't honestly. There's most of them I don't know what they charge. I know that certain ones may not have the exact experiences I do, so they may not charge as much. But that's between you and them. It has nothing to do with me.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, cool, Tom. I think our time is up. One last question, if you have time.
Yes, sure.
Great. If you want to share, what is like one of the biggest highlights in your life as an actor, writer, and producer? And what was one of your biggest challenges that you overcame? If you want to share those.
Sure. I'd say that the biggest highlight, I even alluded to it before, was getting to dance with Betty White in my movie Love and Dancing. And it's kind of a last-minute addition to the movie. And just dancing with her and knowing it's like, man, I just worked with a screen legend was really cool.
Yeah.
And she hits on me in the scene, which is hysterical. And so that was awesome. Yeah. Challenges, I'd say that getting the first film financed was the biggest challenge, which was The Attic. Because I'd never done it before. After you got the first one down, then it's like, okay, I could do this, and since then I've kind of just been refining my techniques and getting better and better at it. But the first one was like, the first day we were like, roll sound, it was like, we're doing this, and Elizabeth wasn't as big a star then as she is now, but she had some credibility, and we had John Savage, who had been in a ton of movies, Deer Hunter and stuff like that, played my dad. And for me, it was like, getting that going, getting it actually to happen was a huge challenge. But once I got that top of that hill, roll sound and we're shooting, and I was proving to them I was just as good as them, if not better. That was the best feeling. It's like then it was a sense of accomplishment.
Oh my God, that's so cool. And when you were going through the challenge of creating your first film and not knowing, because you didn't know, it was your very first time, how did you get over, did you experience fear? And if you did, how did you keep going through that fear?
I'm glad you asked. I always experienced fear. I still experience fear. Maybe I'm just a little bit more managing it now because of experience. But, years ago I used to speak, going back a long time, I used to speak to kids. Motivational speaker. I did it for about 10 years, speaking to them about making positive choices. It was basically like a comedy show, but I spoke to over 100,000 kids. And one of the things that I used to say, and I got this from another guy named Dr. Rob Gilbert, who was another motivational speaker, and he said, why aren't there successful people everywhere? And he says, because people have big butts. And he doesn't mean the rear end. He means the word but. I'm going to be a doctor, but it's a lot of hard work. I'm going to be an actor, but I'm shy. I want to raise money for a movie, but I'm scared. And he says, all you have to do is change one word. You just change that but to and. I want to be a doctor, and it's a lot of hard work, means you'll still do it. I want to be an actor, and I'm shy, means you'll still do it. I want to raise money for a movie, and I'm scared, means you'll still do it. So the key there is to do it anyway. It's like I realized on the line for I love roller coasters, and I realized on the line for one of these roller coasters, I was super scared and nervous, and I'm like, but I love that. I'm not letting it stop me from going on the roller coaster. And I got to be honest, if I wasn't scared of roller coasters, what the hell would be the appeal to go on them? If I was sitting there like, oh, this is boring, you know what I mean? Like, there'd be no reason to go on them. So that makes no sense. So, you have to embrace it. And if you're afraid to do this, afraid to be on camera, afraid to raise money, do it anyway. And watch, sooner or later, you won't be as afraid anymore, and you'll just be riding the wave.
Oh my God, I love that. You've added so much this entire time. But
I had a lot of fun.
This last part, I just love this last part the most. Just love that, changing the but to and then embracing the fear and continuing and keep doing it. I love that the most.
Great. I'm so happy. Awesome.
Well, cool, Tom. I just want to say thank you so much for being our guest here on the Actors Resource Podcast. One last time, how do we reach you? How do we sign up for your membership site?
Okay, great. You can go to Filmmaking Stuff HQ, as in headquarters, filmmakingstuffhq.com, and I'm at Tom Malloy, TOMMALLOY.com.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you. All right. Great to talk to you.
Great talking with you. And thank you all so much for joining us here on the Actors Resource Podcast. Please shoot me an email if you have any questions or requests. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks. Bye.